Coming up on News Live at 6, Syracuse is in the midst of a winter storm warning. I'll have your full forecast.
Plus, a big chunk of change for road repairs here in New York State, how much our region will get.
And French President Emmanuel Macron addressing the nation today following the country's successful no-confidence vote. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Welcome into News Live at 6 on this snowy and ice-cold Thursday. I'm Ronnie Parillo.
And I'm Ilana Epstein. We start off with weather anchor Jackson Breslin, who is outside in the snow. Jackson, how cold is it out there?
Yeah, Ronnie and Ilana, well, this is every weather anchor's dream, being out here in the elements. It is cold outside right now, 32 degrees, and we are in the middle of a snowstorm. Syracuse is actually in a winter storm advisory. We have had winds of upwards of 20 miles per hour, but Syracuse is not the only location that's in the area that has a winter storm warning. Fulton, Cortland, and Rome are also all in those winter storm warnings. Cortland is the coldest at 27 degrees, but nowhere in the region is above 32 degrees, so everywhere has that potential for snow and bad weather. Now, looking ahead to tonight, temperatures are going to drop down to around 29 degrees around 10 p.m., and that snow is going to be a little bit less, but they'll still be there, and there's still going to be a lot of wind, 16 miles per hour. So if you're going out tonight, make sure that you're being very careful on the roads and wear a very heavy coat if you're going out, because I can attest that it is cold out here. So Ronnie and Ilana, I'll send it back to you so I can go inside and warm up a little bit.
All right, Jackson, get warm. You deserve it. Poor kid, his eyebrows are frozen out there. But Ilana, do you remember when we used to do these shows and it was like 80 degrees outside?
Yes.
And it was November. That was last month.
We did those shows, and I always was wishing that it was colder, but now I honestly regret it so much. It's getting so cold.
It is icy.
And with the storm warning, too, I mean, the traffic is probably crazy out there as well.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of the roads, $100 million in funding is going towards repairing state roads. Governor Kathy Hochul announced the substantial amount of money that will strive to aid major highways across New York. The central New York regions are set to receive almost $11 million towards the project. This project's goal is to prepare for the weather conditions in the years ahead. Now, after undergoing snowstorms and record heat waves, road repairs will be necessary before the next winter season. So staying on the roads, let's take a look right now at our traffic camera. This is a CMY Central camera. Live look at I-81. Things moving pretty smoothly throughout Syracuse, and that's the same story as you go east and west on 690. The thruway looking pretty good as you head towards Rochester. 481 also north and southbound interchanges looking pretty good right now. As you head up into Oswego County, though, things are slowing down. That's because you just saw Jackson outside. The snow is a little bit worse to our north, so we'll be keeping an eye on the roads for you and let you know if anything else pops up. Ilana?
New details now. Local lawmakers are responding to Syracuse Judge Felicia Pitts Davis after she allegedly refused to perform a wedding ceremony for a same-sex couple. In a statement on X, City Auditor Alexander Marion called for Pitts Davis to step down, saying, quote, "This action has called into question whether she can separate her personal biases from the proper application of the law." Governor Kathy Hochul also took to X, saying, quote, any judge willing to officiate a wedding in their courtroom cannot pick and choose who deserves a wedding. Pitts Davis has not yet commented.
Central New York will have 2 new federal judges. The Senate approved both of President Biden's nominations today. Elizabeth Coombe will serve as a district judge from Syracuse. She's the first assistant U.S. attorney in the attorney's office for the Northern District of New York. Anthony Brindisi will serve as a district judge from Utica. That's just about now reached to here. He formerly served as a representative of New York's 22nd Congressional District. Now, both appointments are for the lifetime term.
Minimum wage workers in New York State are going to see an increase in wages. Citrus TV's Chloe Breeze is here in studio. Chloe, what can you tell us about this new law?
Yeah, Ilana, minimum wage is increasing by 50 cents starting in 2025, with more increases planned for the near future. This comes as a result of state policy changes. The new minimum wage for upstate New York will be $15.50 per hour, over a 3% increase from last year. This means a full-time minimum wage employee will make an additional $20 a week. Alex Patel, a cashier at a local pizza shop, gave his insights on the increase.
I think it's a good thing overall. I mean, obviously with the minimum wage increase, there's always the risk of kind of increasing prices as well, the whole wage price spiral thing. But in general, I mean, last few years prices have gone up a lot. Wages need to keep up.
Raising the minimum wage won't only be good for employees' wallets, but also morale in the workplace.
With that, and then from Dick's too, I know getting paid more probably show up more a lot of employees. There's more incentive to be there now.
However, some are concerned increasing wages combined with inflation issues will lead to higher prices for consumers.
You're going to see a lot of product prices go up. Again, my grandpa being a small business owner, they've already increased prices because of everything going on in the state with inflation and the minimum wage stuff. So I think it's both pros and cons.
And while some states are still using the federal minimum wage limit of $7.25, New York State has aggressively pushed for higher wages, including over 2 million New Yorkers directly affected by the increase. But every New Yorker will feel the effects from the wage increase. I'm Chloe Breeze, Ilana and Ronnie, back to you.
All right, Chloe, thank you so much. Well, while New York State continues to develop its plans to build more affordable housing, Syracuse appears to be the place to start. The Greater Syracuse Land Bank is considering plans to build low-cost 3-bedroom homes in the area. Houses will then be marketed towards low to moderate income buyers. The agency commits to spending $400 million in the next 5 years to take on that initiative here in Central New York.
Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield is reversing their decision to limit coverage for anesthesia after widespread outcry. Anthem claims the decision is due to significant widespread misinformation. In a statement, the health insurer says, quote, "The proposed update to the policy was only designed to clarify the appropriateness of anesthesia consistent with well-established clinical guidelines."
New at 6, as the semester wraps up, many students have the task of presenting their capstone project. Citrus TV's Riley Fay is live from Shine Underground with a look at one presentation that's being put on later tonight. Hey, Riley.
Thanks, Ilana and Ronnie. I'm live from Shine Underground, where in just under an hour, the performance of The Waiting Room will debut. The Waiting Room is a show about 5 queer people who are in the waiting room to the afterlife. The show was written and directed by senior Sophia Moore. Sophia was telling me that although this project started as a television, radio, and film capstone project, it has developed into a personal passion project.
Human story. It's something about craving connection and looking to just be recognized by other people and to create bonds in strange circumstances. And I think the statement that I'm trying to make with The Waiting Room is, yes, there are broader identity things that bind us on, a larger scale, but also at our core, we have so much more in common than not. And I think The Waiting Room is a statement of looking for humanity in each other.
Yeah, Sophia also plays Carmela in the performance tonight. I'm joined right now by Sam Kogan, who is the producer of the show. Sam, can you please tell me why you joined on board for this performance?
Yeah, I joined on board because I was sort of looking for something to attach myself with in my capstone class. I didn't really have a production of my own I really was that passionate about. And then after talking with Sophia and learning how passionate she was, I really wanted to be able to make her vision a reality and just help her out as much as possible. So she got me on board. So,
is there anything you hope for tonight's show or that anybody gets out of it?
I just hope that 2 things happen. I hope that, Sophia's passion and my passion for it are evident and that kind of reflects in how the performance turns out. And then also just, I hope the audience can come away with just relating this show and just being able to, think about it long after they watched it and really just, take what we're giving them and chew on it for whether it's the weekend, the rest of the semester, or, as long as they want. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Sam, thank you so much for joining us and best of luck tonight. The show begins at 7 p.m. in Shine and doors open at 6:45, and it is a free event. Back to you guys in studio.
All right, coming up on News Live at 6, not clear for takeoff what a judge has to say about an agreement between Boeing and the feds.
Plus, French President Emmanuel Macron addressing the nation, his plans for the future of his country. Stay with us.
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Ronnie Parillo, Ilana Epstein, and Jackson Breslin. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. Now to an update on the United Healthcare CEO who was shot and killed in what investigators are saying is a targeted attack. Now, hours ago, the New York Police Department released photos of the suspect. These were taken from a surveillance camera at the HI New York City hostel on the Upper West Side.
The gunman shot CEO Brian Thompson in the back outside a Hilton hotel yesterday morning. The suspect got away on an e-bike before he was last seen in Central Park on Center Drive. If you or anyone you know has any information about the suspect, contact the NYPD.
2 California kindergartners are in critical but stable condition tonight after a school shooting. The boys, both ages 5 and 6, I should say, are being treated at a local hospital. Now, they're students at a small Christian elementary school north of Sacramento.
Police found the suspect dead at the scene from what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Officials have identified the man but haven't released his identity just yet. They're continuing to investigate the incident with the FBI. At least 78 school shootings have been recorded so far this year in the United States.
A federal judge is rejecting a plea deal agreement between Boeing and the federal government. It comes after the company said it would plead guilty to deceiving the Federal Aviation Administration after 2 fatal 737 MAX crashes. The judge criticized the DOJ for including diversity considerations in the process of appointing an independent monitor. That's the job is to keep an eye on safety procedures over at Boeing.
He says the court needs to play a bigger role in choosing an independent monitor to oversee the company. Boeing and the DOJ now have 30 days to update the court on how they plan to go forth in the case.
The latest now, French President Emmanuel Macron addressed his nation today following Prime Minister Michel Barnier's resignation. The president vowed to stay in office through the end of his term that ends in 2027, and he said he'll name a new prime minister within the coming days, Ilana.
Barnier resignated after just 3 months in office following France's first successful no-confidence vote since 1962. Macron called out the lawmakers who backed the vote, saying, quote, "They're thinking of just one thing, the presidential election."
And coming up, I'll have your full 5-day forecast. Stick with us.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. It is much warmer in here than it is outside, but taking a look at your 5-day forecast, well, you might want to be staying inside for the next couple days. Tomorrow, evening snow and a high of 29 degrees, and Saturday, that snow is going to carry over from Friday night into Saturday morning, high of 33 on Saturday. Sunday, we will see some warmer temperatures, 45 degrees and cloudy, so we're not going to have any precipitation, but still no sun. And then going into the week, well, Monday we're seeing that rain, 46 degrees as the high, so at least it won't be snowing. And on Tuesday, we are into the 50s, which seems a little bit odd for mid-December, and I feel like every week I'm saying, oh, you know, we're finally going to be going into those fall temperatures, those winter temperatures, and then every week it seems to keep getting warmer, so I don't know anymore. But I've been trying all semester to figure it out, but it is finally our last show of the semester. So I have a couple elements from some of my previous weathers, and I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who's been a part of this show. Our producers, Brooke and Marie, thank you so much for having me on and letting me be a part of this. Our wonderful, wonderful anchors, Ronnie and Ilana, you guys have been so much fun to be with. I've loved doing weather with you every week. I look forward to it all the time, so it's been so much fun to be a part of this. And everyone who's run crew or helped out with this show in any way, big thank you to that. I've had a blast. So for one last time, Ronnie, I'm going to send it back to you. I know that you've got a story, and I'm excited to see it.
This kid is just the best. I mean, how can't you love Jackson Breslin? All right, so it's cold outside, as Jackson just reported, so it might be nice to maybe get yourself a pie, a slice of pizza. But think about it. How many pizza shops have you been to? You walk in, you say hello, you pick your toppings, and then you enjoy your pie. But there's one shop here in central New York where that pizza is only one slice of your visit. Meet Robbie Thompson. On North Street in Jamesville sits an American staple.
So 2 slices of sausage, cheese slices, 1 slice of pepperoni, 1 slice of cheese.
And one man who truly loves to make it.
Every day is like my first day. Can't wait to get here and get the place going.
For Robbie Thompson, pizza isn't just his living. It's what he lives to do.
I do love making pizza. I've definitely made over 1 million pizzas in my life, and I can't wait to make pizzas every day. There's millions of things you can do for pizzas, toppings, thickness, thinness.
Thompson, or Robbie T as he's affectionately known around town, has been kneading, saucing, topping, baking, and slicing for almost 40 years now, with no plans on shutting down the ovens anytime soon.
Keep going.
That's the best, yeah.
Keep going. I'm 60 years old. I'm going to keep on going.
Great. New York State has over 6,000 pizza shops, from down in the city to Albany to Buffalo to right here in central New York. So you could really go to any of those places and grab yourself a bite to eat. But here in Jamesville, for Robbie Thompson, making his handmade pizzas is only one slice of the pie.
Yeah, I've known Rob since he opened up shop. I think it was 1983. He's been great to Jamesville for all these years, and he's loyal to all his customers.
He's a real good friend. He's been here for quite a few years.
At Robbie T's, the pizza, the sandwiches, and the wings all take a back seat to what customers appreciate the most: the chef's heart.
When I go somewhere, I want people to treat me the way I want to be treated, very good. And every time I get here, I want to make sure I take care of people, give them good respect, and customer service is a big thing for me. And it's very important to take care of people. They spend their hard-earned money here. I want to make sure I take care of them.
Robbie has become part of the fabric of Jamesville during his 4 decades in the small town, donating thousands to youth sports and programs.
And it's not just sports teams. We do like the band, chorus, plays, anything. If I ain't giving, I ain't living.
And with every slice of pizza served, it comes with a side of compliments.
I did this last night.
That is very good.
It took me 3 hours and my friend went to sleep.
Wow, you did good.
A question that's not just your order, but all about you.
How many people there?
Too many.
Too many.
And most importantly, it's all topped off with a smile. Sometimes it's not what you get served in life. It's just about how you slice it. In Jamesville, Ronnie Parillo.
Thank you for walking through that door.
NCC News. This is not NCC News. This is CitrusTV News, NCC's better cousin. Now, Robbie is at his pizza shop sometimes 60 hours a week. He does it all with his lovely wife of 40 years by his side.
Gotta love Robbie T. Well, we're almost a week removed from Syracuse football's big win over Miami, and that's resulted in an interesting collection of bowl game predictions. I'll fill you in after the break.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
It's time to go bowling, everyone. Welcome into sports. I'm Tyler Aitken. The college football regular season came to a close last weekend. There are still some conference championship games to be played this weekend, but that hasn't stopped college football analysts from making some bowl game predictions. Syracuse is 9-3, its best record since 2018. So what does that mean for the Orange's bowl game outlook? Well, there's some pretty interesting options, but you'll see some familiar ones as well. Let's start with the CBS Sports prediction, which is pretty exciting. It's the Sun Bowl, one of the 4 oldest bowl games in the country, dating all the way back to 1935. Plus, playing a nationally respected brand in USC is a great look for Syracuse and could help with recruiting. It's not a top-tier bowl game, but with the expanded 12-team playoffs, it's about as good as you're going to get. 5 out of 5 on the bowl meter from me. Now we'll move on to prediction 2, courtesy of the Action Network, and it's pretty similar. The only difference here is the opponent. Washington is a good program, but finished this season 6-6 with a losing record in its first year in the Big Ten, referring to conference play, obviously. Playing a team with that much worse of a record would be a pretty big letdown. But overall, this wouldn't be a bad bowl assignment at all. 4 out of 5 on the bowl meter there. Now it's time for a bit of a drop-off. There's no prestige to be found with the Fenway Bowl, where Sports Illustrated has Syracuse going. It's only 2 years old, and an American Athletic Conference opponent in Tulane is not great either. Yes, playing in a baseball stadium is somewhat unique, but not really for the Orange, who played at Yankee Stadium just last year. This one gets a 1 out of 5 on the bowl meter, but hey, at least it isn't the Pinstripe Bowl. But unfortunately, that's exactly the bowl game that 24/7 Sports projects Syracuse to play in. Orange fans are so tired of the Pinstripe Bowl. SU has participated in 3 of the 13 Pinstripe Bowls that have ever been played, including the first one back in 2010. Syracuse has also played in Yankee Stadium quite a lot, 5 times in the last 15 years. The saving grace for this prediction is that there would be some fun storylines with the Nebraska Cornhuskers head coach Matt Rule. He coached Fran Brown at Western Carolina and then coached with him at Temple. So the mentor versus mentee battle would make a return to the Pinstripe Bowl slightly more palatable and worth a 2 out of 5 on the bowl meter scale. All right, bowl game assignments are rolling out on Sunday, so make sure to follow at CitrusTV Sports on X for updates. But on the court, the Knicks are one of the hottest teams in the NBA with an 8-2 record over the last 10 games. Tonight, New York has a chance to stay hot, and its odds look pretty good so far. The Knicks host the 3rd game of a 4-game homestand, and their opponent, the Hornets, are ice cold as of late. Charlotte is on a 6-game losing skid and hasn't won a road game since its season opener back in October. Tonight's 7 o'clock clash is set to be a good tune-up for New York before the NBA Cup continues next week. On the ice, there's a few different losing streaks going on. Both the Jets and the Sabres are struggling as of late. However, even with a 4-game skid, Winnipeg is still top 3 in the West. Buffalo, on the other hand, is in the middle of the pack in a crowded Eastern Conference. Tonight's game gets going at 7. And moving downstate, another New York team is struggling. The Islanders are last in the Metropolitan Division, but can at least get back up to 500 if they can take down the Kraken. Puck drop is at 7:30. All right, that's it for me on sports. We'll be back in just a moment with a last look at weather from outside.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner. There you go.
Excellent. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family. Yeah! Oh, I thought you were on my team.
Welcome back to News Live at 6, where I feel a little bit betrayed. The producers put me back outside after I just shouted them out. Marie and Brooke, how could you do this to me? But I'm joined with our lovely anchors, Ilana and Ronnie. Guys, it is the peak Syracuse weather right now. Cold, windy, and snowy.
It is, but you know what I have to say? There's no one else I'd rather be out here with. This is our last show of the semester, and I have to say I've had the most amazing semester with both Ronnie and Jackson, everyone behind the camera. Jude has been outside in the cold all night. Marie and Brooke, you've been the most amazing producers, and we're so grateful to have worked with you.
Yes, and thank you guys, Marie and Brooke, so much. I believe we can get control on the screen right now. These guys work so hard every day to make sure that the show comes on the air. And Ilana, it's been an absolute pleasure anchoring with you. It's a privilege to call you a dear friend.
Yes.
It has just been a wonderful time, and I think we could stay out here for a little bit longer. Maybe we could sit on the quad.
I can't believe this is the last Thursday news of the fall semester. I mean, it's gone by so
really
fast.
has.
We've had the Halloween show. Now we have the winter special. Do you guys have any fun holiday plans?
Getting out of the cold.
Ooh, where are you going? Where are you going?
Back to North Carolina.
Wow, I am jealous. So is Marie, actually, our producer. Ronnie, what about you?
There we go. I am going back to Rhode Island, but I think right now, unfortunately, that is going to do it for this broadcast of Citrus TV News Live at 6. We want to